Okay, let's have a shuffle and then we will do Pisces. Pisces is reading. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Pisces' highest good. How is Pisces feeling in this third week of May 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards, please. How is Pisces feeling? The lunar eclipse. Now, the moon is very comforting to ancient civilizations. So they see the light that comes from the full moon, but then when it's eclipsed, everything goes dark. And it's just for a few moments, but it's like it brings out a lot of fears and heavy emotion. It's a strange feeling. And then there's sort of relief, isn't there, that everything's turned back to normal. Everything was gone for just a few moments and now it's like, oh, thank God, back to normal. Everything that I know to be true, you know, the natural laws, like, it's all following, like, what we thought, and that's more comforting than suddenly nothing being how it seemed. The rising sun is reversed. See, the rising sun is like a period of happiness that's just beginning. So in the morning, you know, there's a new dawn, the sun begins to rise. When it gets to midday, you know, you're just in the middle of like this glorious period. And then when it starts to set, you know that it's going to end. And you want to hold on to it. So the fact this had started and then it's like stopped, something was stopped in its infancy. Okay, it was like self-sabotaged or sabotaged by someone else. The 8 of Pentacles. Now that was the challenge. Like, 8 of Pentacles is about growth. It's investments of time, money and energy. So we've got 7 Pentacles here. That's what's been achieved already. And then we've got another Pentacle being made. You know, he's got his hammer and chisel and he's working away to build and grow into the future. But that's, it wasn't reversed, it was in the challenge, wasn't it? So the challenge is, can I grow and expand this, whatever it is? How will I? Can I? When will I? Is it possible? Let's get 3 for your person. We've got the Queen of Swords upright with the 6 of Swords reversed. Well, that's air energy with the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. She's upright. She's going to tell the truth. She's going to tell it how it is. She's not, mincing. This is like a failure to let go of the past. We're not moving on. We're holding a grudge. Okay, she's speaking the truth, but she's got a lot to say, and she's holding a grudge. This Queen of Swords. If you act wrong, she'll chop your head off. She's not messing about. The Fool. This person wants to take a leap of faith. They want a rebirth. They haven't moved on. It was the 6 of Swords, wasn't it? Or they're ready to leap into something brand new with someone else. It's just a strange energy. Why would you have the Queen of Swords, which is more of a divorcey vibe, and then have the Fool? But it does show that they haven't moved on. So they've either got a grudge and they want to move on with someone brand new, or they've not let go of the past. It makes them sad, and they're just going to be honest about that and straight up about it. Let's see what else comes out. Zero is like a reset though, before starting a new cycle. We've got the 4 of Pentacles upright, the full moon reversed, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so the 4 of Pentacles upright is conservation, protection, preservation. Okay, it's being cautious, conserving wealth, conserving time, money, and energy. The full moon, well, the moon, things are kept in the dark. We're afraid, but we realise that it's important to walk forwards anyway. It's Pisces energy, to be fearful, but walk forwards anyway, one foot in front of the other. That's reversed. So this person's full of fear, but then they've got the Knight of Cups upright. So they're afraid to show their emotions. They're being more logical, because they've got all these thoughts about the past. They're hurt. They haven't let go. But they're really, really effing afraid. They're trying to do the self-preservation. They're effing afraid of expressing their emotions. They want to, but at the same time they don't want to, because that would mean being vulnerable. And the Queen of Swords is not vulnerable. She's got that sword up ready to chop someone's head off. She's logical. She's not vulnerable. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Right, we've got the Star card reverse. There's been a lack of healing here. Page of Wands and the challenge position. Can there be a new path here, a new adventure? In the reverse, we've got the Seven of Wands, feeling at a disadvantage. The Six of Pentacles reversed, feeling like things were unfair, unequal. There was an imbalance of like who's putting in time, money, and energy. So I'm withdrew time, money, or energy with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Someone self-sabotaged and walked away from this. Such a lack of healing, like lack of wish fulfillment. Perhaps it was, the fault of this Queen of Swords. Maybe they didn't like to show vulnerability, so even though they wanted to take a leap of faith, they never expressed it. It remained unexpressed because of fear. Like some people want all kinds of stuff, but they don't say it to anyone. They will never say it to anyone. Because then you'll know, and then they could get hurt. So it's like just preserving one's dignity, isn't it? Saving face, like coming across strong and forthright and in control at all times. This requires vulnerability. This is a knight in shining armor, putting themselves out there. I'm getting strong Aquarius energy because we've got the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, and then we've got the Star card reverse. That's the major arcana for Aquarius. They've got air and water and earth. And fire. There's a good balance on that side. Let's have a look at this one. Pentacles and Wands. There's a lot of fire and earth on this side. Actually, the fire and earth is at the bottom, isn't it? We're going from swords to fire and earth, so that's more an energy of movement, growth, expansion, passion, sensuality. What we had before was logic, intellectualizing things, making things cold facts, cold communication. Things have warmed up, they've heated up. I think they roll together, so I need to pull some more. I need to get 2 more. Knight of Wands reversed. That's like when passion, that's going towards someone passionately. That's when passion spills over into anger and it's getting pissed off and going back the other way. It could be overly lusty, but it could be anger and kind of going off the idea. Let's get 1 more. Okay, we've got a solar eclipse. So there was happiness, there was clarity, everything was illuminated, and then suddenly there was a blip. Okay, a momentary darkness. And we have the Emperor. What on earth? What on earth is going on? Aries energy, the major arcana for Aries. We have an Emperor, guys. You weren't showing up as... They're showing up as the Queen of Swords, right? So maybe you were the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. And then maybe... Hang on, what's that? You might have become the Emperor. Because they've only got a vibe of preservation and holding back. You've got this possibility of growth and expansion. And then in the outcome, there was like so many wands and pentacles. And then the Emperor. So the court cards are the Queen of Swords, which has to be them because it's on their side. And then you must be the Emperor. That's just come like out of nowhere though, because everything else was reversed on this. On this combination of outcome cards, everything was reversed, even though there was lots of wands and pentacles there. I had to blow my nose. Right, let's see. Let's get the Shadow Love Oracle. Why have they got the Queen of Swords with the Six of Swords reversed? Why have they got the Full Moon reversed and the Four of Pentacles, the Miser? But they've also got the Fool and the Knight of Cups. It's just very mixed energy, very scattered. Oh, what flipped over? That one. Unpredictable. Never know what they'll do. Unreliable life wire. This person could be fickle, or they could have felt like you were fickle. Okay? Something was unpredictable for them. There was a lack of trust. That's why they failed to put themselves out there, because they were just watching, waiting, observing every move that you make, reflecting on that, analysing it all. You know, Queen of Swords is an analytical person. She intellectualizes stuff. So the air energy, the heavy air energy, made this person constantly strive for balance, and they weren't getting it. They were getting unpredictability, like unpredictable behaviour. And that makes sense because we had the rising sun, so a nice happy period started, and then it was prematurely stopped. And that's when they became the miser. That's when fear took over, and you know, they refused to kind of show their hand in terms of like how they really feel about you. It's like the walls have gone up, like the defence has gone up massively. The Joker. It's all just a game to them, insincere, just having fun. Okay, so they might have like started to treat this like, you know, well, you're a joke, so I'm going to treat it like it's a joke. I'm not going to take it seriously, you know, or they could have just felt like you were playing games with them. Let's get a different oracle. The love situations oracle. Hanging on. Release the past and let yourself love again. Okay, so they are really trying to let go, but it's like every time their heart's been broken, it's they've never forgotten it. It's like they're just collecting like the pieces of their shattered heart and they're trying to put it back together, but it's just leaving like more and more hang-ups with them. This Six of Swords reversed, they're carrying all the weight of like their past baggage with them, especially all the things that you've done to them or let them down or confused them. You know, they're just completely guarding that heart with a massive, massive silver, sharp, shiny sword that's ready to take people's heads off. It really is like, you know, they want to be free and be the fool, but who knows where that'll land them, you know, like they don't want to take that chance. Or they're struggling to let themselves take that chance, even if it's something they really want. They're so over the drama. They don't want... Look, this person's so drained. Like, they're so hurt. Like, they're just constantly trying to heal their heart. And now they're just being the miser because they can't do any more drama. They're not doing it anymore. They're so over it. You know, how many leaps of faith can you take in a lifetime? Like, it's like the same shit, different day for this person. They're just so over it. I don't know why this one's flipped over, but it says up in the air, not able to make solid plans, flighty, ungrounded. They just don't feel like when they put their feet down, they can get solid footing, solid grounding, you know, from other people. Just shite constantly. Thank you for the likes. I really appreciate it. Date, meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan and set a date. They could be a hopeless romantic. There's some part of them, look, they've got the Fool here. They've got the Knight of Cups. Some part of them is just tired. They're so tired of this shit, you know. But they're a hopeless romantic, so at some point they're gonna put themselves out there again. But I don't know when. I can relate. I can relate, honestly. Let's get messages from them. Do you even see me that way? Okay, so they're really starting to like doubt what you guys had together because it started off so great and then it stopped prematurely. Oh, why is that one that way? Ace of Cups, like they could see themselves really falling in love. You know, they've got the Knight of Cups, now you've got the Ace of Cups, but they don't know how you stand, Pisces. They don't know how you feel. They don't know why it stopped. They're so tired of the drama. It's like they may just not be showing you like what's going on with them because they need a breather, honestly. What's the nature of this connection? Difficulties, jealousies from others may serve as obstacles to the success of this connection. You got a cock block somewhere, whether it's coming from your side or their side. Someone's been meddling, okay, and trying to stop you two from coming together. I don't often get that, to be honest. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is or will be returning to your life soon. This might not be the end, guys. Open your eyes. If someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Forgive and release. You are stronger when you carry love and forgiveness rather than anger. Wow. Someone's been cock blocking this. They've been getting in the way, stopping you two from coming together. But they're not gonna manage it long term. There's reconciliation on the cards. I think that open your eyes, if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. It's like disbelief that a friend could not have the right intentions, that people could, parents could put you off, or brothers or sisters could put you off, something like this, because they stand to benefit from you not getting with this person, because maybe they want you to just stay how you are, with the person that you're already with, or single, have more time available for them, might be jealous of like how, happy this person made you, how well suited you are. People have their flaws, Also, if someone proves themselves to be loyal to you, don't kind of re-edit that in your head and tell yourself that they're not, or there's something wrong with them, I think that's advice for them. I think their past people have like harmed them and they're holding it, they're carrying it, and it's become such a heavy weight that they're really tired and struggling with holding on to that. So they need to let go of it and just they need to chill the fuck out and just you put yourself out there and someone doesn't return that sentiment, fuck it, like you at least you express what you want. You'll never know if you don't say, and then if you do and they turn you down, there'll always be someone else, queuing up, waiting to get their chance with you. So fuck it. You can't live your life like holding your feelings in like that. When's this reconciliation gonna happen, please? When's Pisces going to reunite and reconcile with their person? The one that's showing up in their reading. Why are these cards like cutting me? They're so sharp. I don't understand why they're so sharp. Am I getting blisters from doing so much shuffling? When you're truly ready for it. So there's some sort of growth that's happening with you, that's happening with this person, and that's why this isn't together right now, but you're going to reconcile. This is supposed to happen. Someone's been getting in the way and you might have been letting them, whether it's family or friends, someone, judgmental or jealous is just like fucking around with this. So don't let them. Don't give them that power. No one except for you and the person you're dealing with should have any say over what's going on at all. Don't Don't ask people what they think, and don't let people say it. Just let them know it's not up for discussion. Start like spending less time with them. Don't empower people like overly so that they think they're in the driving seat of your life. That's just really weird. Get back in the driving seat. Okay, let's get you some advice, then I'll get you some angel numbers. Advice for Pisces, please. There's a lot about forgiving, moving on, reconciling. When when you're ready for it. Maybe you were immature, flighty. Maybe you both were, but you're gonna or they just failed to open up, and then it was a bit of both, but you're supposed to come back together. Don't take it all too seriously, okay? The more fun you have in life, the more carefree you are, the more easily you can problem solve, attract, people with your, showing all your teeth, all your happiness, being high vibrational, you're just magnetic when you're having a good time, when you're not hurting people or messing anyone about. When I say having a good time, don't mean just getting hammered. I mean like pursuing your dreams, crossing things off the bucket list, planning in things that's good, clean fun, achieving stuff in life, like meeting other lovely souls, good people, that interested in the lifestyle and interests you like. Just be a fulfilled person, Stop and let it all grow around you for a little bit, little by little. You haven't got to achieve everything all now. You haven't got to do that. You just have to do one thing that you've wanted to do for ages, or planning some things later on in the year. Take a bit of time out if it's all like too much right now, but there's some sort of like resting period and period that you're supposed to spend without this person, but then you're supposed to come back together when you're both ready for it. This person's in love, guys. Like, if they're not already in love, they could totally fall in love. They know that. They want to take a leap of faith, but they're not saying it because they just feel like they're going to get the same shit, the different person, or the same shit, different day. Like they're going to get screwed over again. Hold lightly. Is that? I take the things and people that come into my life lightly, not holding on too tight, so that when it comes time for them to go, they may go smoothly. This does not mean I love any less, but that I am open to the changes of life. Someone in your circle, whether it's an acquaintance or a best friend or family member, someone that you see, very regularly, they're not supposed to stay with you. Friendships are very transitional. As you get older, in high school, it's like your brothers and sisters, you're that close with each other, and you see each other all day, every day, because you have to, you can't relate to your parents. As you get older, you tend to meet a partner and settle down, or you just become more of your own individual person. You keep growing and you keep changing, and people can't relate to you, or they don't like how much you're changing, they don't like how much you're achieving, and they don't always like encourage you to like go after what you want. Sometimes they hold on to you too tightly and fall out with you and manipulate you, or like try to control how things go with people. If anyone's holding on to you tight, You need to friend dump them. You need to, like, just think they were right for that part of my life, but not anymore. It's very difficult to keep hold of. I change my friends every few years now. I've got probably about four people that I've known for actually, two of my friends I've known for decades, the other two are more recent, but I count them. I hold them in high regard as if I've known them for 18 years because it feels like I have. And then a lot of like the high school ones, in fact, all of them now, they're gone. You're a different person 20 years later. You can't relate to each other at all. If you can, how much can you say that you've really grown? I don't think it's healthy. You need to like keep growing and changing and evolving, and I don't understand how like 20 years later you can like have that much in common. I don't get it. I meet people from different cultures and we've got so much in common because we've met each other at this time in our life and we think the same, different races, different cultures, different religions, but we have the same principles. We love to travel, we're interested in the same things, we see things the same way. I don't have stuff in common with people from 20 years ago. I just don't. I was a child then, do you know what I mean? So I've been so many places, I've done so many things, I've experienced so much. My mind's just different, it's grown. I would hope that in 20 years it's grown and changed, for goodness sake. Like, there's someone you need to get rid of, or there may be a group of people that you need to just shed, do a Facebook call, change your phone number. Do what needs to be done because they're not for your highest good anymore. Maybe they were right for back then, but not anymore. It's a stage 5 clinger. um, what's the other advice card? These, and then I'm gonna get you angel numbers, and then I am done. Meditative stillness. Do you see how much you're being asked to slow down? We've had this message little by little, stop and let it all grow around you. Meditative stillness when you're ready for it, when you're truly ready for, look at these cards because we didn't study them that much. If we turn them all upright because they're reversed, you'd have healing. You'd have investment, dating with a view to having equal give and take, feeling competitive, feeling lucky, being excited, naively excited, not holding on to this. This is childlike abandon. This is excitement. This is like, I'm so healed right now. I'm so ready to like have a balanced union, a soulmate union. I'm so ready for this new adventure. That was all like reversed, all of it. So we need time to grow. We need time to heal, to let go of the past. Both you and this person do. And then it said reconciliation. It said someone's getting in the way of this connection. There's too many obstacles. So you need to give yourself space by removing anyone that's choking you. Think about all this foliage. Ivy wraps around trees and it chokes trees and it makes them heavy and it pulls them down I just think you're so enmeshed and entangled in the past. Like, it's no longer the present, it's the past. So you need to like do some shedding, of old skins and like find out who you are now and where you're headed, because this person's in your future. Whoever these people or whoever this person is not. If someone's overbearing, controlling, manipulative, catty, possessive, just fuck them off. I'm sorry, but you were grown up and you got to think about your future. You become more and more independent of friends as you get older. You should see them once every few months. You should not be seeing people on the daily or ringing them every day. You shouldn't be seeing them weekly. It should be like every few weeks you see a friend when you're an adult. Early 20s, I get it, people are still hanging out a lot, but when you get to 30s and 40s, not a chance. That's weird if you're doing that. So whoever's clinging, just shake them off. They're leeching, okay? Right, I'm going to get you some angel numbers. 1122, great shifts. Or great shift, singular. Personal growth, spiritual development. There's a lot about personal growth here. Manifesting goals, oneness, connection, and completion. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts. Then, expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in favour of your intentions. Actually, when you declutter your life, you declutter your room, declutter your house, you clean the car, it's like tidy life, tidy mind, isn't it? When you get rid of all this noise around you, you're gonna get focused, and then you're gonna get, the more you start to try new things and go to different places and be around different people, it'll build momentum, and it's gonna lay a better groundwork for it's gonna lay a much better ground for a union. It's perhaps like some immaturity or like delayed personal growth that's going to resolve itself over the next 6 months or a year, because it says when you're truly ready for it. So it's your spiritual homework, okay? This person doesn't want drama, they're over it, okay? It's not like a lack of wanting to be loved up. It's just they're actually so over what they get served up, just a crock of crap. That they've kind of lost faith that this could go anywhere. It could be family, friends, or someone else getting in the way from your past. So you need to make space. Stop and just make space. Do some personal growth. All right, take care. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you think it resonated, give it a like. If you think could help someone else, give it a like, share it. Please subscribe to the channel. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.